Okay, family, you're welcome. This is Official Survivor Media. Please hit the like button for me. Do that. Many of you have been forgetting, so hit the like button for me. It is that time again where African leaders will be going to meet one gentleman. So we have about 4 stories that we are going to talk about. Emmanuel Macron has finally spoken his mind concerning what he thinks about Africa. When he's coming to Africa, what is in his mind? You know, this is even an insult to African leaders. You know, you understand after listening to him. Told them that, look, if you don't think you can think, if you can't think for your people, I can't come and think for them on your behalf. And I don't know, for whatsoever reason, the Francophone chat has caught fire because of this particular speech by Emmanuel Macron. But from my side, Emmanuel Macron is right. Let's put that aside. There's going to be a meeting. It is called African Forward Meeting 2026 between African leaders and Emmanuel Macron in Nairobi, Kenya. We are going to talk about that also. There is also an incident which happened in Chad regarding the T group on 4th May, where the T group went to Chad and then caused a whole lot of things right there. And I'll show you 2 reports, 2 new reports, one from Le Monde, second from Human Rights Watch, and you will see clearly that they have decided to turn the entire Sahel, to fight the entire Sahel through, first of all, the T group, religious battle, you know, the religious sentiment. They are going to play on the mind of the people because Ibrahim Traore made a comment. They are turning that whole comment into different thing when it comes to religion, and then tribalistic. It is so sad. Family, stick around. Let's go through it. Now, this is what Emmanuel Macron said. Let's treat that first before we go to Chad.
We must also see this transformation through because we have interest to defend. And I think that when we talk about Africa, it must be said clearly because it is much better when said. We are not going to create the common good. We have common challenges. Climate change is a common challenge. Trying to ensure that African youth find a future, I would say, is a common challenge because it will also be our problem if we don't succeed. But we will defend interests, and that is a reciprocal and balanced partnership. It's about not taking people for fools. We don't say, we're coming to your place because we're going to do good for you in your place because you're not capable of knowing what's good for you, thinking it or doing it. No. We come to defend our interests, and we do it respectfully with the interests of the African countries where we...
The Francophone chat caught fire because of this. What Emmanuel Macron said is simple. Emmanuel Macron is not coming to do any good for the people of Africa, or France is coming to do any good for the continent of Africa. They are coming here because of their interests, and that is correct. And he said that we cannot come and it's like we are coming to do good for you because you are not thinking to know what is good for you and do it for yourself. No, that is clear. This is what he's saying. He'll be meeting African leaders and he's putting his priorities straightforward. When 2 countries or countries meet, every country, the France government, the US government, and Africa government, when these meetings like the Chinese government and go, France cannot come and be thinking about the well-being of African youth or Africa. No. France, the president of France has the responsibility to do what? Defend their interests and then put the interests of the millions of French citizens that he's representing on the table. It is left for African leaders, our leaders, to put our interests on the table. France is not coming to build our roads. France is not coming to build our infrastructures and things for us and create jobs in our country. But France should understand that where the conversation is going, this is not the first time Emmanuel Macron is making this statement. He's making this statement in respect of the things that France is in Africa and is not doing anything, and is exploiting Africa, and because of that Africa is not developing, and always every time you always blame it that your leaders are not thinking to do the right thing. But where Emmanuel Macron is missing the point that I would draw his attention is that we are standing against the colonial structures that are holding our countries economically backwards. That is where we are. We are standing against the recent activities which is bringing the name of France on board when it comes to security surround the Sahel, where leaders have valid evidence that pointing that Emmanuel Macron, your handwriting is all over the wall. Emmanuel Macron made this comment couple of times. I've watched many of his videos. He made this comment because even there was a time, I think during the time that was in Mali or Niger, one of the leadership was there. And people were asking this question, the youths were asking this question about how Africans believe that France is not doing well when it comes to Africa. They are only about their interests. He's made it clear that, look, France is not coming to build a road and make sure that, in Niger, the former leader of Niger, France is not, he was pointing to him that it is the leadership that's supposed to build the road and then build electricity, get electricity to the people and then create job and all that. It is not France. They are in the country or they come to Africa purposely for what? Their interest, not the common good. They are not coming to do good. It is about their interest. So African leaders have the responsibility to take your interest. Uganda, Sierra Leone, Togo, Ghana, Nigeria. Our leaders need to put our interests on the table and think for us and take what is good for us and negotiate what is good for us. So what France said, it caught fire though, but I agree with him. He's saying the truth. And the statement he made that African leaders, if you can't think that this is what is good for you, that is an insult. But yeah, I agree with him. They need to start thinking for themselves. Let's move to the second phase. France is going to be meeting African leaders. At this meeting that France and African leaders are going to have, they are going to discuss something. I'll connect that particular topic to what just happened in Chad and also happened in Mali, in between what is happening in the Sahel over there. I'll connect it and you realize that African leaders, if they go there and they don't make us proud. The meeting is what they call African Forward Summit 2026. According to them, this is an economic and diplomatic summit and it's going to take place in Nairobi, Kenya on May 11th to 12th. So African leaders are going to pack their bag and then all of them straight to Kenya. This meeting is being co-hosted by Emmanuel Macron and William Ruto, according to a report I have here. The summit is expected to bring together 30 plus African heads of state, of government, business leaders, investors, international organizers, and youth representatives. These youth representatives, I don't know which of the youth they are representing.
God have mercy upon us.
Anyway, now what is this summit is about is that the summit is officially presented as a platform to reshape relations between Africa and France. Remember, Emmanuel Macron met activists. It was the same thing. France is doing everything, political, through the social media, whichever way, military, this T group, everything to maintain the presence here. The meeting is also about economic cooperation. They want to attract investment. They're going to discuss security and geopolitics. This is very, very important to me. They choose Kenya for this particular thing because Kenya is viewed as, a politically stable when it comes to their relation with the West kind of things. Kenya, they are very, so connected and glued to the West. So that is why they choose Kenya. Now, the security and geopolitics that they want to discuss there, if African leaders fail to call France out of how our leaders in the Sahel are constantly accusing France of being part of France's handwriting is all over the situation happened in Mali on 25th April, 1st May, and then on 4th May in Chad. These guys from Nigeria, somewhere in the Lake Chad thereabout, that is a weak point to Niger. When you look at the detail, on 4th May 2026, a major sea attack happened. It is an island military post in Chad Lake region. 23 soldiers have been unalive, 26 has been injured. But somehow the army of Chad was able to stand their ground and they repel and, thwarted the whole thing. And they vow that they are going to make sure that they have renewed their commitment to peace and they will hand them out completely. The African Union came out and what they did was that the normal thing, we condemn the attack. That is all they know how to do. Remember, Chad kicked out France military out of their region or out of their country. The thing is that France is doing it in such a way that they want to project it like without France on the ground. Since these countries have removed France, they're having instability. So it's kind of like France presence make the place stable. They were managing the situation over there to maintain their presence. When they were kicked out, then it became a whole sponsorship and aggression towards this country. You can see that these countries that are facing these things are countries that they have chased out the French military out. Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso, Chad. Senegal should be ready. If these things are going on and France's handwriting is all over the places, then you say you are going to talk about geopolitics and security. What security? The right thing to do is African leaders should call Emmanuel Macron out regarding this thing. Now, let me show you this report. They are using misinformation also, and they are going to use tribalistic. I play a video here where, if you're here, please hit the like button for me, all right? Do that for me. I play a video where the president of Burkina Faso said that you cannot destroy this T group, their hub, and without finding Quran there. So they use the radical teachings, okay, the violent, they quote them and then use the Quran to brainwash and twisted everything to them, and they think that what they're doing is in the name of Allah. You cannot break their ground without finding Quran there. And therefore, some cases, imams will move all the way from the ground, transported to the bush, and they are also part of these things. He has evidence. And so he said, look, this thing, we need to involve the religious leaders to promote peace rather than radical teaching, because he believed that Islam is a religion of peace, and therefore there should be no room for radical movement. So what they are going to do is that they want to control how people just wake up and then open mosques and somebody become imam. No, they need to certify the people so that any ideology that the people are coming out with must align with what? National unity and coexistence between each religion throughout the entire territory. They took that comment, it became a whole conversation. They're trying to make it like Ibrahim Traore is against the Muslim community, and then they are inciting the Muslim community, you know, that this religious thing. They are playing with our intelligence. Now, this report, this one is from Human Rights Watch. Okay, let me leave this one. Yeah, Le Monde. Le Monde reported that Fulani and Tuareg communities in Mali report abuses after jihadist offensive. Two communities have come under suspicious of collaborating with the GNI, you know, this group, and the pro-independence Azawa Liberation Front, which launched attack across the country on 25th May. Several disappearances have been reported. And according to them, they said that footages were shared into a Russian telegram where the people have been into pieces. You understand that thing? I don't want to use any, you know, yeah. So they watch videos like that. Let me explain to you. Though when this T group entered the country, I play a video where, you know, people were dragging some of them on the ground and all that. They took those videos and then they are trying to make it change the whole narrative. That after the attack, the people in the country have gone to attack the Fulani community together with the Tuareg community. Oh, they are making it complete tribalistic and try to turn. You see, when it comes to tribal sentiment, it's something that people don't joke with. So misinformation to raise emotions and then turn the people against each other, and a whole lot of nonsense they said here. Le Monde. So they are going through the tribal way and they are going through the religious way also. And they are using complete misinformation. Now, when you watch here, you have the Human Rights Watch. They are also publishing different things. Burkina Faso's junta escalate attack on information. It's supposed to be attack on misinformation. This was when they banned the TV5 month. So you can see that sponsorship, they are doing everything. The T group wise, misinformation wise, tribal sentiment, religious wise, meeting of the activists and how do you call it? People who have the social media platform, meeting digital creators to convince them and then buy them on the side of France, meeting African leaders, and is doing everything they can to maintain their presence here. So if African leaders, including Ghana president, all of them, we are going to meet Emmanuel Macron, you people should raise this thing up. Why are the French media houses in your country are against development and the sovereignty of our country? Why are they publishing misinformation? We need to investigate the report which says that France, you are sponsoring this and this and this in our region. These are things that Africans need to take serious when it comes to security conversation and geopolitical conversation. Well, family, as I told you, this particular meeting coming on between Emmanuel Macron and African leaders, I'll keep you updated. Whatever it is about the meeting, I'll keep you updated. Make sure you put us on notification, hit the like button, subscribe, so that when we drop it, you don't miss it. All right. See you in the next episode. Respect.